Yeah.
I would second what he's saying. It was definitely bold. We got to speak to so many people. First of all, thank you guys for having us and embracing us the way you guys have. Just speaking to different people, hearing their perspectives and their struggles and things that's going on. I just want to add that your voice does matter, even though you feel like it may not. It does. And people are banking on us not speaking up and speaking out. So it's the time to make sure that we are speaking up, speaking out, and using your voice.
Yeah, the unity today was beautiful. It was amazing. It was so much fun. So, yeah, it's interesting because I used to be the type of person I was like, oh, my vote doesn't matter, like whatever. And to see today how many people say that, it's like if everyone just voted, every vote would matter. So, yeah, it really was just amazing meeting everyone and being there today. So, thank you for having us. We really appreciate it.
I feel like people were responsive today too. I mean, not everybody opens the door. Not everybody opens the door. And I think, and I would go to you guys because you do this work all the time. What do you think the reception was today? And also, what do you think the standouts in terms of what's important to people, in terms of what's going to bring them to the polls that you have for today?
All right, hey everybody. Man, this was really incredible. The love that was shown, I mean, walking around in neighborhoods like Cornwallis, like McDougal, the Mac. People don't come to our neighborhoods. People don't come talk to us. You know, in so many instances, you know, it seems like that these are forgotten neighborhoods. But today we showed them that we're not going to be silent neighborhoods because people came out, people showed love, people were right there, you know. People were coming out saying, yo, I want to come vote. I'm going out to go vote, you know, and it's important to our city. And if we take this energy, take it to the ballot box, and we don't stop on November 5th, yo, this city, they gotta listen to us. This city, they gotta listen to us, so it was all good.
So what was the most shocking thing today when you talked today? What was the most shocking thing today that you saw with the voters? Because for me, I was shocked knocking on all the doors, you know, in another city, being in Atlanta. It was shocking to me, like how warm they welcomed us, number one, but also how friendly they were. Nobody cursed us out. We got some people doing Saturday afternoon. They were offering us stuff. Like, it was just really shocking. So I want to know what you saw.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm definitely glad that y'all got that love, but this is that Bull City love. This is that type of love where you knock on somebody's door, you may get a hot plate and a prayer. You know, you may knock on somebody's door and get your hair twisted out. You know what I'm saying? You know, yo, this city, I walk around in every neighborhood out here, and I've experienced nothing but love. These are my people. These are Bull City. I mean, this is how we do. One thing about Bull City, we come together, because that's all we got. Ain't nobody else coming forward, so all we got is to come together. So this is love, and I'm glad you got that, what they call Southern hospitality.
What do you think is, anybody on the panel, from your experience today, or just in general as the election goes, what is the importance of the city and the state? What matters to them most? What is going to get them to the polls? And yeah, can you just talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. What's going to get them to the polls is when they hear their issues represented, like issues like the housing crisis that's here in Durham. How the amount to pay the rent is ridiculous. It has jumped $200, $300, $1,000 within the past few years. What used to be a $900 two-bedroom apartment is now a $2,500 small one-bedroom apartment. That's happening in this city. And so when people hear that their issues is represented, people will wake up. People will say, okay, that story of my vote doesn't count, won't be there. they know that their voice will count, and that their voice will count, and their vote will count. So when they hear people speaking to their issues, that's what's going to get them out. When they hear people talking about the minimum wage, out here, the poverty wage is $7.25. When people start addressing that, people will come out and vote. When people start talking about giving teachers the raise that they deserve, people will come out and vote. When people start hearing about sanitation workers getting paid a living wage, not a starvation wage that they got to go on strike for, then they will come out and vote. But fast moving workers, we see that they treat them as essential workers and not essential workers, they will come out and vote. So that is going to get them out and vote, is when they hear that their stories and their voice counts.
I'll ask the side of the panel from April Sam on down, because I know all four of you guys have been, at least in the past 3 states that I've been, which have all been crucial states. And maybe we can talk about that, the importance of this state, the importance of this vote, and maybe what you learned, and speak to why it's important that you're here and what you learned from the work.
100%. I think just for everybody saying, it came out, the city showed a lot of love. Was real receptive and just appreciative that people came out, and I think it's working. It's a lot of people coming together and mobilizing, and just putting the importance of people going out and vote, like everybody talking about the topics and the issues, just knowing that with a unified voter come out, comes change, and comes focus. Respect, like, oh, okay, the people coming out to vote, hold on, let me cater to their needs. And then, like everybody's saying, man, the topics is key, so if you come out to vote, then you can press the line on the topics, and that's what creates change.
My question to you is, what would you say to someone out there that said, that didn't think their vote mattered? What would you say to them?
Someone who said their vote doesn't matter?
They didn't think their vote mattered. Like,
Yeah.
because I was knocking on doors and there's some people saying, why does that matter? That's a
You know anybody else got arrested? DUI, bullshit, what it matters because you vote for your prosecutor. I want a prosecutor that understands that I made a mistake and doesn't even ruin the rest of my life. Have you ever voted for your mayor? That's the choosing your police chief. You want a police chief that understands $20 worth of weed ain't worth ruining how the rest of your life. That's why you want the county commissioners and the city council people to feel that fucking pothole in front of your grandma's house. You've been there since you were in the ninth grade. So, it's important to vote on a hyper-local level, because that's who office you can go to and knock on the door. That's the city council meeting you can go to. My grandmother was not a woman of prominence. She was a nurse. She helped in her community. She organized. Her funeral looked like a dignitary died, including local politicians, because she had been a pain in the ass when they weren't acting right. And she had been the best decision they had when they were. So for me, it's important to vote on a local level because your governor owes you. Your state representatives owe you. Your city council board owes you. And I don't know if I can pull up on the president, but I damn sure can pull up on my city council and let that motherfucker know all that better. That's why.
Well, my spirit, I just said, I tried to listen. So what was the question?
You've been out in the streets, you done hit a few states already.
Yes.
What if, I don't know, what have you gained from that? What have you gathered from people, what people care about most?
What about
You said you're listening a lot.
Yes.
Yes, so what have you heard?
Listening to the people that, you know, this whole thing, a lot of us, especially youth, it's heartbreaking, you know, to see that the mentality that we have and how we've been conditioned to think, don't nobody give a fuck about us. And I think with that, it's like, man, we all we got for the world. We all we got. I sit and I saw going through the neighborhoods, it was heartbreaking and it was uplifting. it was heartbreaking to see the conditions that my people is still in. And it ain't their fault. It ain't their fault. But it was uplifting to see that the joy that they had within each other as a community. Me, I miss that for being removed from, the hood, even though I go there every day. But I might not rest my head. But to see people go in and out of each other's houses, the young boy knocked on the door, he looked, he had no bathroom. And he checked, I don't got my keys. He ran across the street, knocked on the door, and was like, Miss Hudson, I need to use your bathroom. And the door was open for him. Like, that community, that love that we got for each other, that was the uplifting part. Like, yeah, look at my people. Yeah. We ain't waiting on nobody. It's us. It's us. And I love that. That was uplifting. Us. Us. Just us. And we all we need. We all we need. If we stick together and, figure out each other's issues, I think, man, that's all we need. We don't need to wait for nobody. But we need to hold each other accountable. And the accountability starts with ourselves. With ourselves. And like I said, it was a beautiful thing that I seen today with a lot of people. A lot of people. It was a beautiful thing to see the community, a community that still strive and struggle together. Because I remember as a kid growing up, and we was twisted, we was poor, but I didn't know I was poor until somebody told me I was poor. Because we was rich in heart, we was rich in spirit, and we was rich in love. So just to see, that was the uplifting part for me.
Yeah, this is what I'm doing. I think maybe you could speak, DJ. We got a lot of kids outside today, which is amazing too. And when you think about using our voice and using our platforms, it's not just for ourselves. We do it for our families, we do it for our communities, and looking at the kids who can't vote yet. We do it for the kids too. And I think you can speak to people having to stand up for folks and.
Yeah, I think I would be remiss not to speak to my experience in particular. I think everybody's representing an authentic perspective based on the experience that they've had firsthand. In my specific case, I came at the age of 2 when my family from Mexico City. And from age 2 to age 30, 31, 31, I was undocumented. So I represent, lion's share of the community of undocumented immigrants at Latino. By accounts, somewhere in the 11, 12 million, but if you really think of the last amnesty having been in 86, I think those numbers are far off, I do believe that this country is a nation of laws, but I also think that it's a country that is a nation that provides ample opportunity and has an abundance of opportunity where everyone can participate so long as everybody, works, in coherence with the values and principles of the country. I think that can exist. But to me, one of the most concerning issues that's being tabled, and it's always something that comes across during these political times, specifically presidential elections, is immigration and the topic of mass deportation. Right now, what's being proposed is the largest deportation ever in history here in the United States. Specifically here in North Carolina, I come to find out just doing my research, if that mass deportation was put in place, ICE would work with local law enforcement, and law enforcement would work with ICE, to take people out of their homes. And granted, if this is not an experience you have firsthand, it's not as easy as just moving 12 million people, out of the country that
problem is resolved. First of all, we gotta really think about the benefits that the country truly, the way that the country truly benefits from undocumented immigrants. We gotta be real with that, right? We're talking about billions of dollars of taxes that get paid with tax ID numbers, which I know a lot of people aren't aware that happens. A lot of those individuals don't report or rather request their tax return in fear of deportation, so that money gets lost in the abyss. The cost of a mass deportation, just the logistics alone is fair, to me, in all honesty, fairly unreasonable. And just imagine the level of chaos that would create. I know front and center with the conversation of undocumented immigrants, always Latinos, but documented immigrants come from every corner of the world. I think that that's been very recently highlighted, you know, with the mentions of dogs and cats being eaten, right? Those people weren't Latino, so we have to work, you know, to address that issue, and I think in a better way. Because even if those mass deportations aren't carried out, the rhetoric that creates is very dangerous. You know, and it activates an audience of people, you know, that are looking and ready and willing to harm people. You know, thinking that they're doing it for the sake of patriotism. And so, as I sit alongside, you know, a panel that's predominantly African American, I think we can understand. I think African Americans understand how dangerous that rhetoric can be. You know, because you have experienced it and continue to experience it in the present day. So I summed this all up in saying that I would hope that there's a greater line of communication between the African American community and immigrant community, in my case, you know, Latino community, because we represent the two largest minority voting blocks in the country. And the power of us working together, you know, is a lot greater than it is for us considering that's their problem, these are our problems, you know. So that's all I would like to stress, you know. We grew up in very similar circumstances. In some places like LA, we grew up in the same housing projects as neighbors, friends. We take care of each other, or colleagues, or co-workers. In other places, a little bit more segregated. But the bottom line is the struggles of the disenfranchised and the adversity and gravity that people have to deal with. Those stories run parallel.